Welcome back to the Sage Audio channel. Today we'll talk about what you need to consider before you begin mastering a song. We'll cover headroom, how much of it you need to master, and the best way to get more headroom if the mix you have doesn't have enough. We'll also discuss how to monitor the side image of a master and what to do if the side image has too much low end. Additionally, we'll talk about signal flow in general, but focus primarily on how to gain stage between plugins once you do begin to add processing. Lastly, we'll listen to some examples of these things handled both correctly and incorrectly. So if you could, like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for the full video. But first, if you're an artist, engineer, or producer, and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample of it. All you have to do is set up an account, upload the song, and we do the rest. So let's start by understanding headroom before beginning to master. Understanding headroom before you begin to master really means knowing how much you'll need and the best way to get more headroom if you do need it. If you plan on adding processing to a signal, it's best to have at least 3 dB of headroom beforehand. If we begin to master a signal without headroom, we'll definitely begin to distort our signal. If you don't have this headroom, the best way to get more is with clip gain. Because clip gain affects the actual clip, this attenuation occurs prior to any processing. Alternatively, if I was to use the channel fader to try and achieve more headroom, this wouldn't work since the signal is still routed into the plugins at too high of a level. In other words, distortion would still occur. The same could be said about automation or other ways of attenuating the signal. The routing occurs too late to avoid distortion. Now, there is one downside to having to use clip gain. By reducing the gain of a signal, you in turn use less of the available bits in a digital system. But this is still better than the alternative. That said, only use clip gain when it's needed for more headroom. Let's take a listen to a master with and without enough headroom. Next, let's try and understand the stereo image prior to mastering. The stereo image, in particular low frequency information on the side image, needs to be kept in mind and addressed before establishing a mastering chain. If you ignore these frequencies and continue to master, your master may sound muddy and unfocused by the end of your chain. Although there are multiple ways to monitor the side image, I prefer to use a mid-side equalizer, and if possible with the plugin being used, monitoring solely the side image. Furthermore, you can, again if the plugin allows for it, attenuate low frequencies on the side image and monitor what's been attenuated. This will let you know what's on that side image, how loud it is, and of what frequencies that signal consists. From there, you can determine if these frequencies should permanently be attenuated. Whether or not you do so depends on the genre, the strength or amplitude of these frequencies, and other creative variables. Typically, I use a high-pass filter to attenuate these frequencies up to about 130 Hz. This ensures that the low-frequency range remains mono, resulting in a focused and driving low-frequency range free from unwanted stereo phase cancellation. So the kick, bass, and whatever other instrumentation present will remain in the mid or center of the stereo image. Now, one more somewhat similar thing that you can do while you're working in this equalizer is to attenuate very low frequencies on the mid image. By attenuating up to 20 Hz, you achieve more headroom and reduce the possibility of clipping without having to sacrifice any of the audible signal. Let's take a listen to the effect that these things have on a master. Lastly, let's understand signal flow and gain staging. Signal flow and general gain staging between plugins is one of the most commonly overlooked aspects of mastering music. Understanding signal flow, and in particular how the signal travels from one plugin to another, is crucial to establishing a master that avoids unwanted distortion and retains quality. Before you begin to master a song, it's important to understand the basics of signal flow in the DAW with which you're working. For example, in Logic Pro X and most popular DAWs, the clip or track itself is the beginning of the signal. The signal then travels top down through the channel strip, starting with the plugins in the order that they're inserted, then the sends, and then to the output. When we think about clipping distortion, we often think about our channel strip meters, but these only show one instance of potentially many instances in which distortion can occur. To get an accurate idea of what distortion might occur, we need to look at the output and subsequent input of each plugin. For example, let's say that a signal has 3 dB of headroom, but our equalizer adds 2 dB, our compressor with makeup gain adds 0.5 dB, and our saturator adds another 1 dB. In this example, we know that there's going to be peaking. If we place a limiter after the saturator, we may not see this peaking on our channel strips metering or on the stereo output, but the distortion is occurring nonetheless. So if you need more headroom, go back to your original clip and adjust the clip gain, then watch the signal as it passes from one form of processing to another. If you see any clipping on your plugin's meters, then you need to reassess your gain staging. Let's take a listen to a master using both proper and improper gain staging. So, these are our thoughts on what to consider before you start mastering a song, but what do you think? Are there some additional steps that you take before you begin to master? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you're an artist or an engineer, send us one of your mixes at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. All you have to do is set up an account, upload the song, and we do the rest. But thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share this video with your friends. This way we know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. We release new videos every week, and subscribing is the best way to stay up to date. There's a comment section where you can leave your thoughts on this video, or you can make a suggestion for a future video. And again, if you're an artist or an engineer and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.